What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Blitz the Books. How we doing, Mike?
Man, I can't complain. Big way. Good to be back on with you. Real life got in the way last week. Hate it when that happens, especially during football season, but hard to believe we're in week 13, college football, week 12 of the NFL. Getting right up against Thanksgiving week coming up soon. So busy, man, busy, but living the dream. It's been a good month so far. Hope we can close it out strong. Been a very good November for the readers. So hopefully we can keep it going.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, we've been putting out some nice picks this week. I've been watching what you've been doing. The articles have been cashing. So you guys, if you guys make sure you guys go to eatwatchbet.com, get free bet articles there from numerous writers. You got hellorookie.com and bettorsinsider.com. So why not get some free bets every day? Go get yourself a quick read. Most of the articles are pretty easy to read, and yeah, man. How's
Yeah,
you got
appreciate
some
that.
good picks for today? I know it's Thursday night
Absolutely.
football.
Yeah, absolutely. Ready to roll, man. Ready to roll. We're gonna start off here. We're gonna
Did you
go
get
to
it? Did you
college.
well, did you take anything for the NFL game tonight?
Oh no, I did not. I couldn't make heads or tails out of the weather. The whole weather thing, it's like, Cleveland being right there with those lakes, it's just hard to know what the weather's gonna do. And we saw with the total, it was a huge crash, a huge rush for everybody wanting to bet the under. Well, the weather report, from what I understand, actually improved some. So now it's ticked back up. People have taken the over. I really don't know what to do. I like the Browns as far as like a bounce back spot, but I just can't. I just don't think I can back them, man. I don't think I can back them. It's one of those weird things where I think the spot favors Cleveland being the home dog in a divisional game,
Yeah.
but my power rating makes the Steelers like probably -6. So it's like whenever the power rating and the spot disagree, I usually just pass. Yeah. What about you? You got anything props wise or anything?
We do. We are on Jalen Warren to go over 32 and a half rushing yards.
Okay.
I think
Yeah.
he's hit this in four straight games with Russell Wilson there. So I think they've got a good look there. And he ran for over 100 yards against them at Cleveland last year. So
Nice.
I'll take it. Yeah, it's just gonna be. I think it's gonna be a game on the ground. So I think he
Yeah.
should. He's averaged 10 carries the last 10 games. So if he can at least get 4 yards per carry, he should be able to cash that with ten carries. So yeah, man, we'll see what we can do. I was looking at the over for that game as well when it was 36, but I
Mhm.
couldn't pull the trigger. I don't know. And the Browns, I've been burned by the Browns too many times thinking they're gonna cover. So I'm definitely
I
not
hear
betting
you.
them. But I do think they're the right side. I think this is a good spot for them to at least keep it close. I don't know if they're gonna win, but
Yeah.
yeah, this show today
Agreed.
we've got two college football games to go through and two NFL games to go through. Um, Preview number one here, we're gonna go to Kansas. We got number 16, Colorado. They jumped up for number 20, going to number 16 now, traveling on the road to Kansas. Colorado, very impressive record, Mike, 8-2. They are 6-1 in conference. Kansas is 4-6, and they are 3-4 in conference. Both have relatively strong strength of schedule from Sagarin. You got Kansas at 19 and Colorado's at 22. I believe they dropped back from 20 to 22 from last week, so that was a little drop there. Offensive and defensive efficiencies both favor Colorado. They are 16th offensive, 22 defense. Kansas not a slouch on offense. They're 19th and they ranked 53rd on defense. So we have two pretty good teams here. The current spread is -3 for Colorado, -142 money line in their favor, and the total is 59.5. What do you got in this game for us?
Yeah, I just can't quit this Jayhawks team, baby. I'm going rock chalk Jayhawk. They've cashed
Yeah.
for me in back-to-back weeks. They beat BYU last week, week 11. They also upset Iowa State. So that's back-to-back wins over top 25 schools. I think they make it three in a row, man. I hate to fade Coach Prime because he's been good to me this year. He's cashed 4 or 5 tickets for me this year, so I hate to fade Colorado.
Sure.
But man, this is one of those deals, Big Wade, where I look at the line, it just stinks. It's like, why is a ranked number 16 Colorado team only laying 2.5 or three against a 4-6 Kansas team? I'll tell you why. Because the bookmakers know these two schools are pretty similar as far as talent goes. Colorado gets a ton of hype because of Travis Hunter and because of Shador Sanders. But other than that, the teams are pretty, evenly matched in my opinion. I love, love, love Kansas's ground game. Jalen Daniels finally healthy. Also, Devin Neal, a heck of a tailback. So that's a killer 1-2 combination. That's why we've rode them the last 2 weeks. I'm not jumping off just yet. I love Coach Prime as much as anybody, but Lance Leipold's not a bad coach in his own right. I actually think he's a better play caller, a better game day coach than Coach Prime. Coach Prime, obviously, a heck of a recruiter. But yeah, I like the home dog here in this spot, man. I'm gonna roll with the Jayhawks +3. You can get that -115 over right now at BetMGM. So yeah, going Rock Chalk Jayhawk, man. One more time, 3 weeks in a row. We'll see what happens.
And the Buffaloes are, I believe, due for a little bit of a letdown regression here. Yeah,
Yeah,
when
I
we
hope so.
discussed this play earlier, I ended up taking this with you, so I'm in
Nice.
agreement. I think this is a good spot. Back home, Kansas has looked pretty good recently, so I think
Yeah,
they're going to be able to run the ball here. I think they need to control time of possession. Obviously, keep the ball away from Shador Sanders, and I think they can do some damage here. So I like it, man.
thank you, brother.
We
Appreciate it. What
are
do you
going
got?
to
What do you got
move
for me?
on to Army and Navy. We got
Oh,
number
yeah.
19 Army, man, against number 6 Notre Dame. We got 9-0 Army, 7-0 in their conference against 9-1 Notre Dame, and they are 0-0 in conference since they don't have a conference. We've got a strength of schedule, which is a big time discussion here for Army of 137 compared to Notre Dame's 67. Offensive efficiency, actually, for Army is ranked number 8 compared to Notre Dame's 21, and defensive efficiencies, both top 30. Army is 30, and Notre Dame is third. I also believe these efficiency numbers are also based off of who you play. So
Definitely.
I guess we'll see what these look like after this game this week for Army. Currently, the spread is -14.5 for Notre Dame. Their money line is -650, and the total is low at 44.5 right now.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, man, I'm gonna go with Notre Dame. Admittedly, I jumped on this play prematurely on Saturday night because I thought this was going to make a run to 17 or more,
Hmm.
at least 17 and a half, something like that. And it did not. So I locked this in at -16. So fantastic. Yeah, I would honestly buy a point and just hold this at 14, even if it's -125, -130 odds. I would take -14 right now. Um, Notre Dame has held 9 of their 10 opponents under 14, which when I saw that, and I pay close attention to them anyways, but I guess that
Yeah,
didn't really register with me until I actually saw that and looked through the schedule again. That's wild to hold 9 of your 10 opponents under 14. Now, granted, their strength of schedule is not anything outworldly here. It's still in the 60s, so they
yeah,
haven't played the toughest teams. They laid that stinker against NYU. But what I did like about Notre Dame, obviously, it was the first game of the year, so it's been a while. They put up 24 points on a Texas A&M defense that I actually
yeah.
believe is better than what Army can put up
No
here.
doubt. No
Um,
doubt.
I love the fact that Riley Leonard is very dynamic on his feet. So if they get in trouble and for some reason they can't run the ball with Jeremiah Love, he'll be able to escape. He'll be able to make some plays down the field with the passing game and with the running game. And I really don't think they're going to be able to stop Jeremiah Love. I think in the second half, especially, I think Notre Dame will probably take over and pull away. I'm not sure if it's going to be a blowout like the Navy game. I've heard some chatter about another game like that. But I just don't
Right.
believe that. I do believe we're gonna get something in. I don't know. It's tough. Maybe in the nature of like a 28-10, 31-14 type of game. Look, if
Yeah,
Eastern Carolina can score 28 points on Army, there's no reason to believe Notre Dame can't find it at least the
yeah.
30s. And I actually even told my members in my Discord, if Army even sniffs 21 in this game, I will give one member a free month. I don't. There's no way. There's no way they're gonna get to 21.
No,
Maybe
no,
they get to 17.
no.
Crazy things happen. Obviously, Notre Dame can lose a turnover, field of
Sure.
possession. They could get a lucky spot, get a couple field goals in there. But yeah, I really like Notre Dame here. We'll see.
Yeah,
Maybe we're wrong. Maybe Army is that good. I will say before I give it over to you, their jerseys they came out with for their game. Are they playing Air Force? Is that the game they're playing next? The jerseys they release. I don't know if you've seen them. They are
free
disgustingly
fire.
sick. Oh man.
Yeah,
You should if you guys haven't seen those, check those babies out.
that's awesome.
So what do you
Yeah,
think,
that's
man?
awesome. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Way this is a funny one here. Fun fact for the listeners and viewers here. It's like we both bet the Irish early without even talking to each other. It's funny. You bet them Saturday. I bet them early Monday morning, like I think 5 in the morning. It was like I was shocked honestly if the line wasn't 20. I just really was. I really thought this would be close to 20. That's what I made it. When you factor in Army's played the 137th ranked strength of schedule according to Sagarin, right? Holy smoke. They've just played nobody. I really love seeing an undefeated service academy. My patriotic heart loves it. But man, oh man, it's usually in these types of games where the service academies get beat up a little bit, just because honestly, it's the sheer size disadvantage they have. Service academy guys are just leaner and thinner on the
especially
on
in the
the offensive defensive
trenches.
line. And it's just they're just going to be so undersized here. Notre Dame typically they play Navy every year and they always wax them. I don't really think. Obviously, I think Army is better than Navy this year, but are they really that different? They both run an option attack. Notre Dame's very familiar with the option, and I think this one. I have this one being Notre Dame 30, Army 10, something like that. I see him holding them. 30-10 is kind of where I have this game in my mind. I've played it in my mind a million times, and I just don't. I'm with you. I don't see how Army scores a lot of points here. So for me, it's the Irish all day. I laid minus 15 and a half. And yeah, I know we have some scary line movement, and I don't care. I just really don't think it's enough. I think a lot, maybe the average bettor is going to see a undefeated Army team and jump on the dog. But yeah, it's as some buddies were to say, if I'm playing, I'm laying in this one. So
It really matters who you play, and I think they're going to have problems in the trenches for sure.
yeah, no doubt,
So,
no doubt.
well, I like it, man. Let's. It's always nice to be, like I told you off the call. This. Well, as soon as I saw your article about Notre Dame, I was ecstatic because I thought, man, I'm hoping somebody else that I agree
I'm
with
honored.
likes this game too. So
Yeah, I'm honored, man. Yeah,
feeling
try to
good
get
about
those
it.
out early for the readers. Usually Monday morning, we usually do three early college football best bets early Monday morning on Bettor's Insider. Usually Monday afternoon or early Tuesday morning, we'll put up two or three early ones for NFL. Just trying to jump on the lines early, man. Trying to give people some line value.
That is the best
Thankfully,
time to do it.
yeah, yeah. I've always said if you can bet early, if you're ready early, fire away. That's kind of my philosophy. If you're not ready, it's okay. Wait till Wednesday, Thursday, or whenever you're comfortable. But if you got your numbers ready early and you feel good about something, fire on it, man. Because there's never a better time than as early as possible, in my opinion. But yeah,
Totally agree.
moving
Totally
on.
agree. Totally agree. Well, now we're gonna move over to the NFL. We've got the Arizona Cardinals heading up to Seattle to face the Seahawks. The Cardinals here are 6-4, and they're 2-2 away. Seahawks are 5-5, and they are surprisingly 2-4 at home. Strength of schedule, we've got Cardinals with number 1, and the
Yes.
Seahawks at
Woo,
number 11.
woo.
Offensive efficiency for Cardinals is number 7. Their defensive efficiency is lacking a bit, number 23.
Yeah.
Seahawks have been about pretty mediocre here. Offensive efficiency of 20 and defensive efficiency of 15. Current spread is -1.5. Moneyline, actually, you can find -105 for the Cardinals, and you can also find -104 for the Seahawks. So, depending on where you look for books, you might be able to find value depending on what side you like here, and that total is 47.5. Man, this stands out to me. I can't believe they're 2-4 at home. They usually have a pretty good home field advantage. What do you like here?
Yeah, this was a tough one for me. Wade actually was on Seattle last week against San Fran, getting them +7 early. Felt great about it. Didn't think they'd win outright, but that was a nice surprise. Smith find the end zone late in the final seconds there. But yeah, I'm actually going the other way. This one goes Cardinals. I played +1.5 earlier in the week. I think you can still get +1 over at DK right now. Really like playing on teams coming out of a bye, and that's what we're getting here with Arizona. Also, their current form is amazing. Won four straight going into the bye. A little bit, more rested here, coming with the week off. Um, just I don't know. Seattle, it's weird. They're kind of a zigzag team. They'll look great one week and then awful the next. I just can't really figure them out that much. I was glad they won for me last week, but I really don't trust them. I like Geno Smith, but he makes terrible decisions at the worst possible time. He's thrown 11 picks this year, so keep an eye on that. So yeah, getting the Cards coming off by a good spot. Kyler Murray finally healthy. He's finally found a way to cut down on his turnovers. He's not making his dumb throws as he has in years past. It's exciting to watch, but I love me some James Conner, man. The guy is a grinder. How can you not love a guy that at Pitt beat cancer, and it ends up beating cancer, now going on to be one of the best running backs in the NFL? Great story there. But yeah, what steals it for me is that running game. Arizona's second in yards per rush this season, but behind James Conner. Also, don't forget about Trey Benson, good second team running back coming out of there. Good offensive line, full of big guys. Seattle rush defense just 25th in yards per rush allowed. And you already mentioned the strength of schedule. I didn't put that in my notes. So glad you mentioned that. Yeah, Arizona's played the hardest schedule in the NFL. Seattle just 11th. So just for those factors, we're getting the what I think slightly better team coming out of the bye. I don't like that they're on the road. Seattle, like you said, usually a tough place to play. Everybody, home of Starbucks, everybody's fully caffeinated in that crazy stadium. So it could be a wild game, but yeah, just leaning towards Zona pretty hard. It's one of my two NFL bets this week. So yeah, what do you think, buddy? Tough game to call.
Yeah, it's tough, man. I think this is the right side. I think you're getting the better offense coming off of the bye, and whenever you get a team coming off of bye, usually their offense comes out and plays a little bit better that following week, and I just think they'll be able to move the ball on this Seahawks defense a little bit. I think Harrison is pretty explosive. You could put him and Connor together. They're a pretty good 1-2 punch, and nobody's really
Yeah.
talking about them. And then you got the tight end McBride. They have a really good core they're building there.
Yep.
I think they're going to be a team to watch out for next year, especially if they make some signings in the offseason. So I like this, man. I actually think the Arizona Cardinals are going to finish off probably one of the stronger teams in the NFL. They're not going to make the playoffs, but I do think down the stretch they're going to maybe spoil some teams and win some games. So I
Yeah.
like it.
Good deal.
I like it.
Love it.
We're gonna go to the
What are you
Monday night
cooking up
game
in?
here, man. Yeah, it's this is a tough week to find games, but we're
It
gonna go
is,
with
man.
a
I only bet two this week in NFL. Yeah, just
yeah.
slim pickings on the board for me.
I think a lot of people should tread lightly this week with game lines for sure. The last game
Yeah.
we're gonna go to is Baltimore, and they're traveling to the Chargers.
Mhm.
Pretty close records here. Baltimore 7-4, Chargers are 7-3. Baltimore is 3-3 away. Chargers are 4-1 at home. Chargers have played the 32nd, the worst strength of schedule, or I guess the easiest strength of schedule, while the Ravens are sitting in the middle of the pack at 16. Ravens have the number one offensive efficiency and the number 20 defensive efficiency. Chargers are 13th in offense, and they are number two in defense. We've got Baltimore right now. The best line you can find is -3 for them. I thought I saw a couple -2s out there somewhere, but I put -3 on the graphic because I think that's the consistency out there still.
Yeah.
-145 money line, and the total is I think a pretty good 50.5. I might take a look at that over here. It's nothing I've done yet, but I saw that 59th. I think both these teams can maybe find over 25 here. We'll see. Maybe a 28-24 type of game, something like that. Um, yeah, man, this was a pretty tough game. I Baltimore, obviously they've lost 4 games, so they're not accustomed to having a bad game.
Yeah.
Coming off of that last game, though, I think this is a game that they really need. If they fall back another loss, that's really going to hurt them. And I
Yeah.
think the Chargers, though they can stop the run, I'm not sure they're going to be able to slow down Henry. And I do think we're going to see a lot more of Lamar legs this week.
Yeah.
Um, a side bet that I'm kind of looking at is I might ladder Lamar's rushing yards up to 100.
Yeah.
They're inside of a dome. And if for some
Mhm.
reason Henry
Great
just
point.
can't get going and for some reason they can find a way to slow him down, hold him to 60, 70, 80 rushing yards, I think we're going to see Lamar take off more times than not. I think the back end of that Chargers defense is going to be able to keep the Ravens offense in check, at least
Mhm.
on the outside, the receivers.
Same. Yeah.
Um, he's going to have to look over the middle to the tight ends, and I'm not really sure I trust that either. I think they're going to be able to move the ball. I think Lamar is going to be able to find at least 200 passing yards, but I'm really liking the rushing attack here. I think they're going to be able to find it with both of them. I respect the heck out of Herbert and what they're starting to put together there. They have really good talent on defense, obviously, but they're number two rated defensive efficiency compared to that 32nd ranked strength of schedule.
Yeah.
Something's got to give there, and they just haven't played good enough offenses to really test them yet. And Herbert might make some plays. Obviously, Lad McConkey's been a really good addition to them. But I think the Ravens are going to win this thing. I actually got it at -2.5, but I think -3 is fine. I
Yeah.
think they can easily win this by 6 or 7. And if they only win by 3 and you take a push, hey, at least you didn't lose. But I definitely think they're going to cover by 3 here. So
Yeah, I love it, man. I love it. I played same as you. I played Baltimore -2.5. Get -115 at
okay.
DK. Just solely on the running game, man. You nailed it. I mean, it's just the three-headed monster: Derrick Henry, Justice Hill, and Lamar Jackson. LAC's D line ranks just 23rd yards per rush allowed. So my goodness, Baltimore, of course, ranks first, averaging 5.8 yards per carry. Oh, man, it's a good bounce back spot too. They look absolutely terrible against Pittsburgh last week. So they're be probably pretty pissed, to get that awful game out of their mind. I don't see Todd Monken in this offense, shooting themselves in the foot for the second straight week. I know it's on the road. I know it's Monday night.
Mm,
I've never really given the Chargers or the Rams, for that matter, much of a home field edge in the SoFi Stadium there. But yeah, just too many weapons for Baltimore. I think the price is cheap. Really, when I was thinking if I wanted to bet this game, I asked myself what I think the line would be if Baltimore would have beat Pittsburgh. I probably would have made it Baltimore -3.5, -4. So I think we're getting a good discount here just because they looked so terrible last week. And I get it. Everybody's excited about the Chargers, rightfully so. They're 7-3. Jim Harbaugh's come in, did a great job. They've won four straight. We got to ask ourselves, who have they really beaten, Wade? Who have they really beaten? They've beaten, I'll tell you, they've beaten. They beat the Bengals last week in their terrible defense. They beat the Saints a few weeks ago. They beat the Browns. They beat the Titans. Whoop-de freaking do. I'm not going to crown them for beating those four teams. So big step up in class for the Chargers. I don't really think they're up to the task. We could be
yeah, and I
wrong, but I
Yeah,
doubt
I think that
it.
last week's performance against the Bengals gave me a little bit of a push to get on the Ravens side here.
Yeah,
We
same.
saw Joe Mixon move the ball pretty well. Joe Mixon, Joe
Yeah,
Burrow.
yeah,
When they once they got cooking, obviously they really couldn't stop Chase from scoring. I think he found 2 touchdowns. They obviously moved the ball. They came right back and scored numerous touchdowns in a row. So obviously we can see the Chargers defense give up big plays, allow touchdowns. I definitely believe the Ravens are going to score in this game. I don't see the Chargers holding them under 20 points. Honestly, I'm definitely
yeah.
sure that the Ravens are going to at least score 24, 28 here. Um,
Love it.
I might make a play on the over too. We'll see. I'm not really much of a total guy, but for some
Yeah, I
reason,
could
the
say
Ravens inside of a
plenty of
dome.
points. Yeah, yeah. I mean, no reason to think both
Usually, it's
teams
the other
can't
way
do it.
around. Teams inside of a dome that go to the elements kind of can sometimes drop the egg.
Oh
Here,
yeah,
I feel like they're going to be able to do whatever they want. Zay Flowers out there. He's probably going to have a good game. He's
yeah.
gonna. I think he'll get numerous receptions in this
Could
game.
definitely see a lot of points. Yeah,
I just
don't
think
hate
this
it.
is going to be a high paced game. Honestly, I think both offenses are going to have a lot of chances, a lot of possessions. This is going to be a really fun game. Probably one of the better Monday Night Football games. I hope we don't have a blowout, and I'm hoping it's going to be like one of the. I hope it's going to be one of those like 38-36.
It could be.
Come down to
Yeah.
the last possession. So, that's not out of not out of the question for these two. So.
No, not at all. Not at all. Yeah.
Well, I
Love
appreciate
it, man.
everything, man. Let's go through the picks one more time for the people. We've got Mike on Kansas +3. I am on Notre Dame -6. Mike's also on Notre Dame, if that helps everybody out. NFL, we've got Cardinals. Was that a +4 that you got them on?
+1. Yeah. Or +1.5. Yeah.
+1.5. So graphics wrong. And then the Ravens, -2.5. We are both on that as well. So looking strong. Let's cash all four of these. I'm probably gonna run a giveaway on X. So if we can cash
Yeah.
all four of these, I'm probably gonna pay somebody $50 or send two people
Dude.
$25. So I think it's been about what 2 weeks. Obviously we didn't do the show last week, but I think
Yeah.
2 weeks prior to that we cashed all four. So
Love it.
Very possible to sweep. So
Folks, this is the most generous man in sports investing right here, Wade. You can't beat him. Top Flight Wagers. Check him out on X. Sign up for his Discord. It's cheap and it's 15. I think it's still $15 a month. You
that's off
get
the
get
first month is if you use code Top Flight at the link in my
hey,
bio, we'll get you $15 for the first month.
dude. You can't beat that. And he's got plays in every sports guy. So if you want action every day, Wade's your guy. That's what I tell people. If you want action every day, I'm not your guy, but I know the guy. Wade's your guy. He's got college basketball going on. He's got golf. Got UFC. And he's profitable across all these sports. So, if you like a lot of action, if you constantly like sweating games, I get it. It's fun. Why not do it with a guy that is a proven moneymaker in every sport? So jump on board. Y'all didn't be shy.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, and if you guys remember, make sure to go to eatwatchbet.com, hellorookie.com, and ins- bettersinsider.com. Get all your
Yes,
free
sir.
bets there, free articles there. I usually have an article every day on one sport. I usually change it up every day or every few days just because I am doing so many sports. Um, yeah, so let's have a good weekend. Good luck. If you guys have any questions, throw your picks, throw your favorite bets in the comment section, and we can get to them. And let's cash, man.
Y'all be blessed. Be good. Boom.